Watchtower study, there was one little boy who got up to use the restroom 2 or 3 times. The interesting part came after the meeting when someone had discovered that the men's restroom was now laden with piss. Yes, apparently this little boy had gone into the restroom, and it wasn't just that he pissed all over the restroom, friends. He did a 360 sprinkler across the length and breadth of the men's bathroom. And it was everywhere. And as you can imagine, there were parents talking, elders, the child crying, denying everything. Friends, I'm not going to talk to you about right or wrong or whether or not something got pissed on. I'm going to talk to you about trajectories and physics. You see, Roger and I went into the restroom to take a look at the damage, inspect what had happened, and it occurred to me while I was in there that, again, I want to paint the scene for you. This little boy had spun around like a water sprinkler in someone's front yard, hitting the entire restroom, the wallpaper, the door, everything with piss. Not just any piss. This looked like orange soda. And it was everywhere. The bathroom was in ruins. And without a doubt, the little boy got his ass whipped when he got home. I'm sure they probably had a local needs talk the next Thursday meeting about the little boy pissing everywhere. But, friends, on the subject of physics, it occurred to me while I was in the restroom, taking a tour of the aftermath, that this little boy, being yay high, about 6 years old, perhaps 5, must have been lifting his little pee-pee straight into the air, and he must have had a bladder the size of a coffee pot. Because he hit the top of the mirror, he hit the paper towel dispenser, he even reached over the stall into the opposing toilet, where gentlemen can sit down. So what you're faced with, friends, is either this little boy had the most incredible piss power of any 6-year-old in history, or someone adult, say man size, went in there and spun around and pissed everything. I'll leave that judgment up to you. I will say, I did notice there was a senior citizen, about 80 years old, who also got up during the meeting and went to the men's restroom. But surely he wouldn't piss all... And here we have a little message I'm going to be hand-delivering to the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Assholes.
Thank you for the Sparlock DVD. I threw away my toys, but it still seems like Jehovah is sad. Why? Caleb.
What? This is what Caleb would say if he was here right now. I'm simply delivering this message in his behalf. What? He doesn't have a car. He can't drive to the Kingdom Hall. List for your mission, fellow resistors. Always bring along good music. Live for that day when you're gonna say life without end at last. That was the jazz version. I hope you enjoyed. Jeez, this place is already going to hell. They don't mow the yard around here anymore? Who's in charge of the lawn care here? Look at this driveway. It's full of weeds. I mean, shit, it's been a rough summer, but god damn. You know, when I was in charge of yard care, this wouldn't have happened. When was the last time somebody took a weed eater of this thing? Jesus almighty. Spend this much money on a Kingdom Hall and let it go to seed. This place is falling apart. I'm serious, you guys. Attendance is down by half. It's bad. Things are bad here, folks. The preaching work is not going as expected. And the numbers so far have not been ever increasing. So somebody's gonna have to take that up with Big J at some point. Here we are at the front door. I'd like to remind you, friends, that Jehovah's Witnesses come to people's houses uninvited and leave shit at their door. So we're just going to return the favor.
Meeting times.
Open sesame. This Kingdom Hall is 6 years old. It's already looking like shit. 6 years old, folks. This place is falling apart, going to hell. It looks like this place has been dead for like a year. I mean, it looks like a year ago somebody tried to dress up this place, and it's gone to the wild since then. I mean, look at this, folks. Look at that. Have you ever seen a Kingdom Hall like this? It's gone to the wolves. It seems like there's lots of Jehovah's Witnesses. Ask yourself, have the population centers shifted at the location I am at? If you go to a district convention, look at the people getting baptized. Are they babies? Last district convention I went to, I saw a kid look like he was going to blow away in the wind. Things are not going well for the enemy, friends. Don't listen to the propaganda. Trust your senses. Step back from the situation. Look at it in third person. Pope putting his butler in jail. I'll tell you one thing about your J-buddies. They will learn to tremble in fear at the mention of Jehovah's Resistance. Jehovah's Resistance is a name that will garner fear and respect in the world of Jehovah's Witnesses. Shit! I forgot to write Jehovah's Resistance on that piece of paper! God damn it! That was the whole point! That's a true story, because I know the guy personally. His name was Sean. He was a good friend of mine. He was also a ministerial servant, and he would give talks from time to time, public talks on Sunday. And like many other JWs, he was also working 2 jobs. At night, he would do cleaning jobs at Payless Cashways, and he would also deliver pallets for a pallet company. You know, it's the box things that you set, you know, big piles of soda and stuff on. He would go all over the place, loading those up on trucks. He's multitasking. He's doing both these jobs at night and trying to get done, because he's also got a Sunday talk to give at a congregation about 30 minutes away from where he lives. And he's barely making it. Working like crazy to get his job done. It's 8 o'clock. He changes his clothes. He's getting his papers together for the meeting. He's had to take a shit for 2 hours, but he literally doesn't have time. He just barely is getting everything done. Every second counts. And so he holds it in. Starts driving. He's got to get to the Kingdom Hall. Look, if you're giving a Sunday talk, you can't show up late. You can't. They won't let you give the talk. They'll call your elder. Or even if they do let you give the talk, they'll call your elders. And it's a race with the devil to get there. He's driving as fast as he can down the internet. He's speeding. And he's got to take the mother of all shits. He went to a buffet the night before, poor guy. He's working all night. And he has got to take a raging number 2. But he doesn't have time. He said, I got to hold it in until I get to the Kingdom Hall. I got to get to the Kingdom Hall in time to take a shit and still get up there on stage. He's 15 miles away. He's prairie dogging. It's poking out. He's 12 miles away. He can barely contain himself. He's 10 miles away. 8 miles away. He's not going to make it. He's giving birth right then and there. Friends, he pulls over to the side of the road desperately. He's going to jump out, run out to a field, try to crawl under a tree or something, and take a shit in his suit. But as soon as he stands up out of the car, this baby's coming. He's got a food baby, and it wants out now. He stands up out of the car. He barely has enough time to unbuckle his pants, pull his underwear down to his knees, and start shitting his guts out. Right there on the side of the road, front and center, cars passing. And he's standing there grabbing the car door in front of everyone, his bare ass pushing out shit bricks. He's shitting sideways. It's coming out like loaves of bread on an assembly line. And he starts screaming. Jesus. He starts screaming. I don't know why, but he did. And I do know why, friends. You see, a green minivan passed him right then, and he recognized it. It's a family from the hall where he's about to give a talk. At Watchtower Study, there was one little boy who got up to use the restroom 2 or 3 times. The interesting part came after the meeting when someone had discovered that the men's restroom was now laden with piss. Yes, apparently this little boy had gone into the restroom, and it wasn't just that he pissed all over the restroom, friends. He did a 360 sprinkler across the length and breadth of the men's bathroom. And it was everywhere. And as you can imagine, there were parents talking, elders, the child crying, denying everything. Friends, I'm not going to talk to you about right or wrong or whether or not something got pissed on. I'm going to talk to you about trajectories and physics. You see, Roger and I went into the